Somebody has to be the best in.
As an inspiring professional wrestler, what kind of advice can you give me and for those wanting to be professional wrestlers at home?
Well, what I would do if I was you or anybody else wanted in this business, I would leave this country and go and wrestle in every other country you can get. Pick up all that experience, wrestle different styles. I wouldn't focus on TNA or WWE until at least you've been in the business 10 years and traveled on every continent. That's the only way to pick up great experience. When Jimmy Hart doesn't shut up, I'm going to go over there and choke him. But that's the best way to do it. You know, if you focus on one style, that's where you're going to stay. You got to go and learn all the different styles and wrestle different people. That's the way to do it.
Perfect. Well, you're at the arena in Hollywood. Supreme's going to beat the shit, the living hell out of the Messiah.
You heard it here first. Messiah, you better watch out because your ass is grass and it looks like Mr. Primo here. He's going to kick it. He's going to put his foot in it. He might even put his bald head in it because it will be easy for insertion because there's no hair up top. So while you're at it, check it out. Los Angeles Occupied, MXPW.
That's fucking creepy, bro.
Santino Bros. Once again, we're here live at Wrestle Reunion 6. You have me, myself, Damian Arsenic, standing next to the Road Dog. Because you know what? If you didn't know, I think your ass better call some. Oh, you know, I think you can do it better than I can.
I can do it better than you, but I want to welcome everybody here to the Wrestle Reunion, and don't forget Santino Brothers Wrestling at www.santinobros.net. And so check them out. And if you're down here near Wrestle Reunion, check me out. The New Age Outlaws, one half of them that is. The other half will be down here later. It's me, it's the D-O-double-G, and if you ain't down with that, I got two words for you. Suck it!
For an aspiring professional wrestler like myself, somebody who's barely coming up.
Well, first of all, I love that name, the Santino Brothers, because one of my favorite groups was the Flying Burrito Brothers years ago, which is really a shoot. They were a great rock and roll group. But you know what? I'm saying, you know what? It's so funny now. The wrestling business is kind of wild and crazy now. It's awesome. You know, I still do a lot of stuff for WWE. Of course, I do autographs and TV things for them, and they got a lot of great young talent. But I think what you really need to do is groom yourself. I know before you guys were born, I was with Dick Clark Promotions, and Dick Clark said, just remember, if you dress like the audience, one day you're going to wind up in the audience, which means look colorful, get you a good gimmick, and do your thing. So if you do that, who knows, one of these days you get your skills toned up the way you need to be. Maybe WWF will give you a look at, then you can hit the big top, baby. That's what it's all about. But this is a good place to start.
Whenever you want to go. Whenever you want to go.
I did, but then you moved it.
Oh, well, this is what you wanted. Okay. Well, all right. We'll
keep a buffer between you and I.
Why, you don't want me in your personal space? That's right. Well, I think I do great inside somebody's personal space. Anyway, once again, Wrestle Reunion 6. We're here with the man, Colt Cabana. Now, last night you did a live $5 wrestling that I actually had the privilege of seeing. How about that, Mr. Hughes?
How about that, Mr. Have you ever been a Mr. Hughes?
You know, I've never been in the ring with Mr. Hughes, but I know quite a bunch of guys.
I said, have you ever been on Mr. Hughes?
No, I've never been on Mr. Hughes, but I'm sure. Have you been under Mr. Hughes?
I've never gone over to Mr. Hughes.
Because it looks like Mr. Hughes will really have you underneath him more than on top of him, you know?
He looked great last night on the show, $5 Wrestling. But yeah, we had a concept where one of the jokes was just like everybody's been doing. Like every black dude plays Mr. Hughes, like that's a reoccurring gimmick, and that's just some of the funniness that we saw last night. The show is a successful show. The Wrestle Reunion has been great. Santino Brothers are making their presence here, and it's wonderful.
Is somebody who's professional, somebody who has that kind of work ethic, somebody who has that, and really it's an intangible quality that you look for. So, and when a guy has it, he has it. It's pretty much that simple.
Now, coming up in the Philadelphia wrestling scene, you've been privileged to go to many a show at the famed ECW arena. So how was that coming up, being around all those guys, and what did you learn exactly from Paul Heyman and being like a sponge?
I was so lucky to be able to come up in Philadelphia, and the arena is such a special building, and it's just like, it's the atmosphere that place created. You know, it really can be any building. It can be any four walls. But when you get the fans in there, and you get the stuff that Paul Heyman did in there, and ECW, and the legacy that it built, and what it then became to all the wrestling fans, and what it means to everybody, it just became like, it's like a really just special place where that kind of magic is created. And just being able to sit there and learn from Paul Heyman. You know, I used to sit up on the stage, which isn't there anymore in the arena, and I used to just watch him, and then after the shows, you know, he'd call me when he was driving home and want to know, you know, this and that, and then, like, you know, he'd tell me why he did this and that, and it was just such a great learning experience. And you know, it's hard to find that kind of learning experience these days. So I was very, very lucky to be there and very fortunate.
Now we see Arsenic along with the greatest intercontinental heavyweight champion of all time, the Honky Tonk Man.
Thank you so much for that fine introduction. You know, that very few people can get that right. They just say, and we're here with the Honky Tonk Man. No, you're here with the greatest intercontinental champion of all time.
Who would have thought that GQ Money would be here promoting the Santino brothers? And not only here at Wrestle Reunion, but on national TV, on HDNet? Man, you guys got all the plugs that I should have gotten, because that's the kind of unselfish guy I am. Yeah.
A teacher. I'm a 4th grade teacher as well as a professional wrestler. And so we had this show only a few blocks away from my school site. And we're up in the ring and we're going strong. The following day, my students are writing their journals. And one of my boys brings me his journals to get it graded. And he's writing about this lucha show he saw the night before and where he cheered for Los Chivos. Now, I keep both professions very separate. My children do not know that I'm a professional wrestler. And so when I read that, it was such a beautiful moment to see the little boy excited and talking about his Chivos. And here his teacher is one of the Chivos, and the boy didn't know it. Well, needless to say, the boy got an A+ for that assignment. But it is wonderful to see just the excitement in the eyes of this little boy. And this is what lucha does, man. Lucha just gives you the biggest kick. And for children, it's such a clean, beautiful sport that children absolutely love. But I'll never forget that.
The main right there. All right, Fifi the main, baby. She has a flyer for the gold. All right, flyer for the gold.
Loving you is easy, 'cause you're beautiful. And every day in my life, something, 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 something.
That's what you do when you know the lyrics. Oh.